Hello, my name is Richard Meehan, and I'm a civil engineer working for some years since the 1960s on the design, construction, and safety analysis of dams, including mining tailings dams, such as the one I'm going to discuss here. I've been retained by a group of communities in Sumatra, Indonesia, supported by an NGO named Inclusive Development International, to examine the safety of a tailings dam project at a lead zinc mine, which is actually now under construction in the Diary Regency of Sumatra, Indonesia, next to the village of Sopokomil. I was provided a copy of the mining company's Environmental Impact Assessment Addendum, which I call here the EIA, which describes the tailings dam in a couple of short sections, which I translated via Google. Before we get going here, I want to mention that the results of my work investigation are summarized in a 7-minute YouTube video, which you can see. The link is provided elsewhere on this website.
Next, we see that same area a few years from now. The Diary Mineral Company, DPM, plans to build a tailings waste disposal project near and above that village. So I want to show you this video of a failure that occurred last year in January 2019 in Brazil.
A bit about my background in mine tailings safety. My first exposure to the hazard of mining dam waste sites occurred when I was a graduate student at Imperial College in London during the 1960s, when there were 2 disastrous failures of tailings dams in different places in the world. First, in 1965 in Chile, the failure of the El Cobre tailings dam in a medium-sized earthquake. The size of the project and its age was similar to the Diary project, and the mud flow traveled 12 kilometers downstream, killing more than 200 people in that failure. The second project was a mine waste dump in active use for 8 years on a hillside above the town of Aberfan in Wales, which failed in 1966. You're seeing here at Aberfan 150,000 tons of this black mud, which flowed down the hill and obliterated a school with more than 100 children. Let's focus on the Aberfan failure. My professors at Imperial led the tribunal investigations for that failure. They were forgiving in those days. My professor said the government approvals were granted by men led astray by foolishness and ignorance. Not the same spirit today, when the Brazilian mining company executives at Brumadinho failure are being charged with murder. Queen Elizabeth, on visiting the site after the disaster, was said to have broken into tears. By the way, compared to that 150 tons you see here, the DPM tailings project, to be built 400 meters above the village of Sopokomil, compared to Aberfan, is 10 times larger in its first 8-year phase and 30 times larger in the ultimate 30-year phase, which the company shows on its engineering drawings in the EIA, in which I show in my illustration here. At the time when Aberfan occurred, as I say, I was a graduate student at Imperial College in London, and it made a tremendous impression on me, particularly as I myself had been working for several years before that in Southeast Asia, designing and building a dam in Thailand myself, and had run into my own problems in the course of the design and construction of that project. I had learned in my work that flow of underground water could be very dangerous to the safety of dams, and I did my research at Imperial in London on exactly that topic. And that, to my amazement, was what caused the Aberfan failure. Heavy rainfall flowing beneath the ground under the waste, even without an earthquake. After my graduation in London, I was located for many years in California. I had my own consulting office, and I also did university teaching there for about 30 years. And during that time, I was involved in site selection, design, and safety analysis of many dams and mining waste disposal projects in my own home state of California, and also in Canada and in Chile, a country like Indonesia, famous for its earthquakes and its mines. Has tailing dam safety improved since the 1960s? The safety record for tailings dam has been bad. Here's a partial list of tailings dam failures over the years. And there are many more of them continuing on to this very day. Just Google tailings dam failure and look at the images that come up on Google. Today, everyone agrees that our crowded world should not and will not tolerate unsafe projects like this one that is being proposed in the middle of one of the riskiest and wettest parts of the world in Sumatra, Indonesia. At the very least, projects like this must be designed, approved, and supervised by engineers and geologists who really know what they are doing. Unfortunately, many mining projects have been high financial risk projects in wild mountain areas, and the operators of the mines have taken a kind of a gambling attitude, including gambling with the welfare and lives of the local communities they operate in. The mining company here in this Sumatra project does not speak plainly and honestly in the EIA to the local people, and in fact keeps the results of their safety investigations secret. I think there is good reason to suspect that the EIA is proposing a site not approved by experienced engineers, and therefore fraudulently misrepresenting dangerous conditions at that site. I've been able to put together a fact-based analysis of the unstable and dangerous conditions at this proposed site, and I'm prepared to discuss and prove that claim with the company, with their experts, with the Indonesian authorities, or with other geology or engineering experts who share my concern about this project. Thank you for watching this video.